The 2022 US Open was definitely one that we're going to remember for a long time. From our favorite Serena dropping the retirement, or shall we say evolution bomb, to Roger pitching in his news, and Novak's ever-ending Vax drama, a lot was going on. But right in the middle of all this chaos, Iga Swiatek was embarking on an extraordinary journey as she became the first Polish woman to win the US Open. Here's everything we know, starting with Iga's win for the nation. After beating Ons Jabeur in straight sets on Sunday, Iga Swiatek made history as the first Polish woman to win the US Open. After winning Roland Garros in June of 2022, this was the Pole's second major championship for the year. The two-time French Open champion extended her dominating run and ended the Tunisian players' hopes of winning the US Open for the second year in a row. Swiatek entered the match as the favorite thanks to her hot streak, and she spared no effort to keep her winning streak alive. The champion player won her maiden US Open title with a 6-2, 7-6, and 5 victory against Ons Jabeur. Since Angelique Kerber, 2016, won the Australian Open and the US Open, the 21-year-old is the youngest woman to win 2 Grand Slam singles championships in the same season. Following up, when she came in, she didn't know what to expect. Though she's had a great year, Iga Swiatek didn't know what to anticipate at the US Open despite her impressive form. At Flushing Meadows, where she'd never made it beyond the 4th round, she griped that women's tennis balls are somewhat lighter than men's. She was attempting to adjust to New York City's many stimulations. After her 37-match winning run ended in July, she came in with a 4-4 record. There's no use dwelling on it now. At what is widely to believed Serena Williams' last event, the top-ranked Swiatek defeated the 5th-ranked Ons Jabeur 6-2, 7-6, and 5 in Arthur Ashe Stadium to earn her maiden US Open title and her 3rd Grand Slam title. Pretty great, right? She said that she didn't have high hopes for herself at all going into the competition. It was a really trying period. She continued by saying that New York City provided an extra level of difficulty to the event. She's also proud of herself for being able to psychologically endure such insanity. Moving on, here's how she got the win. After defeating Ons Jabeur 6-2, 7-6, and 5 in the final at Flushing Meadows, Iga Swiatek won her 3rd Grand Slam championship and her 1st US Open. The 21-year-old, who had already won Roland Garros twice, raised her incredible season to a whole new level with her monumental victory. With her 2nd French Open triumph, Swiatek proved once again why she is the undisputed best female tennis player in the world. This year, she also ascended to the #1 spot in the global rankings. The Pole got off to a sensational start in the first set, racing to a 3-0 lead after breaking serve early. Despite Jabeur temporarily closing the gap, the Pole regained her advantage and went on to win the set 4-2. In front of a raucous audience at Arthur Ashe Stadium, Swiatek quickly and decisively took the first set against Jabeur with her signature style of clinical and inventive tennis. Jabeur, despite her widespread acclaim, was unable to mount any effective offensive threat from the defensive end of the court, since Swiatek consistently answered her every move. In the second set, Swiatek again broke serve early on to take a dominating lead. Because of her ruthlessness, fans pleaded with Jabeur to get back into the game, but to no avail. What's more, it didn't stop there. The persistent Swiatek pounced on every serve from her opponent, leaving the Tunisian, who had been aiming to become the first woman from Africa to earn a major singles championship, furious and gesturing to her box in disgust. Jabeur didn't get on the board until the 4th game of the second set, but after that, she broke serve, which gave her a much-needed boost. The second set was a lot more exciting because of the continuous strong resistance and pressure she applied to her opponent. We have to give it to her. She really did prove herself. Not to forget, the runner-up was filled with praises for Iga too. Jabeur was gracious in defeat, praising the Polish tennis star for her victory and admitting that she might have served better, but said she gave it her best in the final and was proud of her performance. Talking in the post-match interview, she said, "I have nothing to regret because I did everything possible. I wish I had served a little better today. It would have helped me a lot. Iga, how she plays in the finals, it's very tough to beat her. I will keep positive and work on the things that were missing today." In the eyes of the WTA, there was never any question that Swiatek deserved to be named Player of the Year after the season. She won her 6th US Open title in 2022, capping a season in which she also set a new record for the greatest win streak in a single century, with 37 victories in a row. Since losing her last final in 2018, she has won 10 consecutive championships, all in straight sets. Now, in other news, first off, Noel is awaiting for permission for the Australian Open. Novak Djokovic will join other tennis greats in the Laver Cup, being held at London's O2 Arena. For reasons related to his immunization status, Novak has not played since the Wimbledon final. Novak acknowledged that he does not have control over his participation in the Australian Open at this time, saying that he's now awaiting word from Australia and hoping for a favorable conclusion. In July, Djokovic won his 8th Wimbledon championship, giving him 21 major titles, one less than Rafael Nadal. This time the Serb will not make the same error he did this year and go to Australia without first receiving official approval. Djokovic won his first major championship in 2008 in Melbourne, and by 2011 he had established himself as the tournament favorite in the first Grand Slam event of the year. When asked if he would play or not, he said, "I'm waiting for the news. It's not in my hands right now. I'm hoping I can get some positive news," Novak Djokovic said. Djokovic has won a record-tying 21 Grand Slam titles, second only to Rafael Nadal's 22 and one more than Roger Federer's 20. He has won 9 of those titles at Melbourne Park, despite being given an exception to rigorous vaccination restrictions by 2 medical committees and Tennis Australia to compete in the Australian Open. He was deported from Australia in January, following a 10-day legal struggle that resulted in revocation of his visa. So people are really curious to see if he'll be allowed back in or not. Moving on, Chilean tennis coach banned for match fixing. On Thursday, a former Chilean professional tennis player and coach was banned for life from the sport for committing an unprecedented number of match-fixing infractions. With 64 match-fixing infractions, Sebastian Rivera has been labeled the greatest number ever identified for a player by the ITIA or its predecessor, the Tennis Integrity Unit, by the International Tennis Integrity Agency, ITIA. Rivera, who peaked at number 705 in the ATP rankings, was also hit with a $250,000 punishment. The ITIA claimed he failed to participate effectively with the disciplinary process after being temporarily suspended in June pending the outcome of the investigation into the allegations. Jeez. And finally, John McEnroe on the Federer partnership. As Roger Federer prepares to retire from tennis with his great nemesis Rafael Nadal at the Laver Cup, John McEnroe has not held back in hyping up what we're about to experience. On Friday night at London's O2 Arena, tennis legends Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal will team up for Team Europe in a highly anticipated doubles match before Federer, 41, retires from professional competition. To be sure, as captain of Team World, McEnroe will be rooting for Francis Tiafoe and Jack Sock to beat the famous combo, but it hasn't stopped him from being giddy about the upcoming match. The Eurosport reporter pressed McEnroe to put the magnitude of Federer and Nadal's doubles battle into perspective, and McEnroe answered that he wasn't sure if he could do that. It is certainly epic with Roger announcing his retirement and then deciding to play with Rafa. It is incredible, but we've got a job to do. He also added that he thinks, either way, it's a win for tennis, so that means it's okay for us to win the doubles. But it's going to be an electric night. You got that right, John. He also added that Andy is playing, which many people did not anticipate, so there will be a lot of energy. That's a wrap for this video. Were you as proud as we were of Iga's win? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one like this.